Trying to be more attractive is only going to make your life lonely and miserable. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why. Now, if you've spent any amount of time, being alive in today's society, basically, and especially if you're online at any extent, you may have come across, you probably will have, the whole idea of leagues, or just the concept of levels in dating. Basically, the concept is like, in order to get someone, you need to make yourself worthy of them. So people will say like, okay, this person is an 8 out of 10, whatever that means, and I am a 5 out of 10. Okay, so I need to make myself somehow worthy of this person, so I must upgrade myself, like some sort of, leveling system in a video game. I think that's why it's so widely understood. It's because it makes sense in like our cultural norms. You think, okay, if I maybe put some stats into, dressing a little bit better, okay, that's +1. Maybe I take care of my skin and I eat a bit better. Okay, now my skin's starting to look a bit better. Now, okay, that's another +1. So I'm already a 7. I'm almost there. And people think that like, in order to get that person, you really gotta level yourself up to reach that magical same level so you can finally date. This is such a widespread system that it sounds almost probably redundant for me to say it. Like, I'm sure that you're rolling your eyes right now and you're like, of course, like it works like this. You're not explaining anything new, and no, I'm not. So if you've noticed, and if you really zoom in on like all the big industries today, like look at all the massive corporations, industries that make the most money, they're all based around like not only validating this system but also profiting off it. Like, for example, look at the beauty industry. What the beauty industry is saying basically is like, if you use these products, you will look better and you will be of a higher level and you will attract higher partners. Spend any time on TikTok or Instagram Reels as a female and you'll get an endless supply of makeup tutorials to achieve a certain look, to attract a certain guy. Now, it's not just exclusive to women, of course. Like, look at the whole fitness industry. Now, we could talk about how the fitness industry is supposed to be this whole productive thing, and it's supposed to be very, about intrinsic value, and it's about increasing and actualizing yourself. But most of us, let's be honest, why did we start training? I don't think it was to validate our own internal sense of worth. I think it has more to do with the fact that we wanted to get laid. So the whole industry is kind of built around that. Go on TikTok, look at how many videos there are of jacked guys filming themselves, walking in public, being watched by other people. And that's basically selling you the idea like, train like me, and you'll also get this type of attention. I mean, look at the fashion industry too, right? Like, follow today's trend, look like this, and achieve this sort of attention. Now, the more you dig into internet culture, the more apparent and also the more extreme this stuff becomes, this whole concept. So, like, for example, you got channels like HomeMath. It's a guy that's basically weaponizing his autism to come up with NASA-level mathematical equations to explain how our dating world works, how this whole league system works. Literally everywhere you turn online, you'll find either the manosphere or the femosphere, whatever you want to call it, giving out hours and hours and hours of advice. You'll have articles, books, whatever, podcasts on how to find a mate, how to make yourself worthy of finding that mate. And yet, how is it that with all the advice, more advice that we ever had, we are the most lonely, miserable generation that there's ever been in recent times? How is that possible? Okay, I get it, Simon, I get it. There's something wrong. We all feel it. I mean, it's as clear as day that there's something isn't adding up. But what is it? Okay, so basically what you're doing when you're making yourself worthy of someone is you are adjusting and changing who you are as a person to suit another person's idea of what is valuable. A good way to look at this is, I'm sure we've all played as a kid that game where you're supposed to match shape with the correct hole. Well, essentially what you're doing is, regardless of what shape you are, you're looking at a hole that you want. Oh, I want that person. And you're squeezing yourself into that hole as tightly as you can to fit their shape. For example, you're going on a date with a girl or a boy, whatever you're into, and they say something you don't quite agree with. Like, it's actually quite opposite to what you want. Maybe you're talking about kids, and they say something like, oh, kids, I hate them, I would never want kids. Now, you've always wanted kids, and for you it's really important to want kids. But because they said that and you desperately want to get them to like you, you'll be like, oh, yeah, kids, yeah, they can wait. So what you've done there is you've altered your shape to try to still get with them. That's the dumbest thing you can possibly do. But what's worse? Well, eventually it's gonna work. You can get good at anything as long as you put the practice in. And the same goes for dating. You could pick the most opposite person compared to your personality. You could take the most awful match, someone that should never match with you. And you can, through trial and error, discover what they like, how to alter yourself, how to speak, how to alter your mannerisms, how to alter your body language, how to say the right things, how to plan the right dates. And before you know it, eventually it's gonna work. And you'll do the thing that most people want to do. You'll get them into bed. Okay, perfect. Yippee, way! We succeeded, right? Well, not so fast, because for you the real nightmare starts now. You wake up the next morning next to this person, realizing that you have nothing in common with them. You've actually never really learned to get to know them. You've only learned what was necessary to understand how to get with them. They've never really seen you for who you are, so it's very scary to open up now. You could never. So you're left with two choices. Either you, one, keep up the act and keep acting like someone you're not, or two, you let go of that person and you try the same thing with someone else. Now, no matter what you choose here, you lose. You can tell me whatever you want. There is no fulfillment in this. I know the big thing these days is like glorifying promiscuity, like glorifying going with a lot of partners, and oh, especially if you're a dude, you'll hear like, oh, well, yeah, I did this and this with so many girls, and oh yeah, I wish I could have as much sex as possible with as many different girls. That sounds great, but let me tell you, there's nothing more shallow, more draining than waking up to people you have nothing in common with. See, modern day situationships are a fast food version of love. They're basically like the most condensed, instantaneous gratification version of love that we know hurts us in the long term, and it does, it really does, but we still do it because we want that instant hit of dopamine from feeling affection, from feeling intense intimacy with someone, even if it's just for a little bit and we regret it after, just like eating a chocolate bar, let's say. I hope I'm starting to get across to you the problem, because I'll give a bit of myself, my own story as an example, because I think it's very important to make this stuff concrete so you feel like it's real. I used to be really bad with just people in general. I was a really awkward kid when I was younger. I wasn't that attractive. Not that I am today, but like it was pretty bad. And yeah, so for the first like maybe 16 to 18 years of my existence, there wasn't much going on in terms of dating. But I felt as though I needed to make up for that. So once I started training and improving the way that I looked at it really like a leveling system. Okay, the better I get at this stuff, the more attention I get from girls, and eventually I'll get what I want and I'll be able to be like the cool guys and sleep around a bunch. Well, long story short, after a lot of self-improvement for initially the wrong reasons, but eventually the right ones, I did get that. But I also noticed that it wasn't what I wanted, because it's fun the first couple of times that you notice that you have the ability to persuade a person to go to bed with you. Let's put it that way. But that joy starts to fade away really quickly when you notice that it's just nothing. It's just nothing. It's just hollow. So if there's any cautionary tale I can give to you, it's please don't think you have to go through what I've gone through and what so many other people go through these days and sleep around aimlessly in order to find this, like, fulfill this desire inside of you. You don't have to go through it. Just, if you could, save yourself the trouble and listen to my story to not repeat the same mistake. You don't have to go through it. So that's the problem. That's the basis of how it works. You're adjusting who you are to make yourself worthy of someone, so you're changing who you are as a person. In essence, you're betraying yourself. You are going to forcing yourself into living a life where you're never able to truly be yourself. And as a result, you are going to be lonely. It's just inevitable. There's no other way, because no one sees you for who you are. Yeah, people might love you, but they don't love you. They love this construction caricature that you've made and optimized to get people to like you. That's not really you, you're acting. So you'll never be truly seen, and as a result you'll feel crippling loneliness. So, after this long-ass explanation, Simon, what do I do about this? In essence, the solution to all of this is to do the opposite of what you've been doing. Now, what does that mean? It means to switch your mindset from acquiring or chasing to attracting. Well, Simon, you said being attractive is a whole bad thing. Yes, because being attractive in today's society is being seen as adjusting who you are to attract people. What we're trying to do here is, instead of picking our target and hunting them, and regardless of who they are as a person and if it's even a match, trying to do our best to advance with that person, we're gonna develop ourselves as we are, like the way we are as individuals. And in doing so, in developing ourselves, we're gonna attract the right people anyway. Because only the people that like us for us, that are interested in being with a person like us, will be attracted to someone who is authentically themselves. Think of it this way. You're being such a specific person, and you're being so authentic in showcasing who you are as that specific person, that any outsider can instantly tell what type of person you are and if they match with that or not. So what you're essentially doing is you're filtering out all the people that don't fit with you, and only those who do will be attracted to you, and they'll be extra attracted to you. Because if you're into something that a person does, let's say it's a personality trait or a passion or whatever it is, you find it super attractive that they're so confident about it. Think about it. If you like artistic people, who are you gonna like more? The person that's autistic. The person that's artistic and is very open and honest and so like extravagant about it, or the person that kind of hides away and is shy about it. It's so damn sexy to be confident in who you are as a person and the things you are passionate about. So play into that. Okay, Simon, so what's the steps? Well, luckily there are steps. Step number 1 is figuring out who you are as a person. Now, I can see you note it down and almost like not really listen to it. In one ear it goes in and the other it goes out, because it sounds like something you've heard a million times. But what I'm asking of you is really, really, really difficult. Because I'm asking you to figure out who you truly are, what you truly like. And at first glance that might seem obvious, but when you consider that 90% of what you think you like is actually only something you like because society told you that it's cool to like that thing, or your parents told you it's cool to like that thing, or your friends think that's a cool thing to be into, then you'll start to figure out, wait, there's a lot of layers of shit I have to peel off before I'm finally at the core of who I am. And essentially that's what I'm asking. I'm asking, like Shrek, to peel back the layers of the onion called you and to get to the core of who you are as a person. That means going on a journey of self-discovery. And I know that sounds so goofy, but trust me, it's the most important thing you can do as a person. So how does that work? You ask yourself serious questions. What do I like? Do I like this thing because I really like it for myself, or do I like it because I've been told that it's cool? What do I like about it? Who am I? How do I respond to this thing? How much do I value children? How much do I value honesty? How much do I value authenticity? Am I a more artistic person? Do I like whatever? You discover who you are. Now, this is extremely difficult, super difficult, and I recommend you don't do it alone. I recommend seeking professional counsel, so that means therapy. Yeah, I mean, okay guys, listen, hear me out. Therapy is great. Why? Because you get an external perspective from someone who has the wisdom to understand what they're seeing. Going to friends and family is a great thing because once again, they have that external perspective. Sometimes we're just too deep into stuff to figure out why things are off or to see the bigger picture. So that outsider perspective really helps. But where a psychologist adds on to that and a therapist adds on to that is by having the wisdom and knowledge to understand, okay, this is the behavior that's happening here. I've seen it a million times before. I know how this person's brain structure works. So take the time, seek help from others, help others find themselves too, have deep conversations. Don't shy away from stuff that's scary, because a lot of these questions are going to be scary or uncomfortable or just like reveal stuff about you that you wish wasn't there. And that's fine, but you need to know that it's there so that you can adjust. Okay, now I know who I am as a person. I know what I like, I know my dreams, my aspirations. Step 2 is to let yourself unfold as you are. Now, you've heard me talk about that earlier. What does that now mean concretely? It means that you allow yourself to naturally grow in the direction you want. You stay true to yourself. You don't betray your values. If you value your artistic side, then don't go work as an accountant. Stay true to your values. Stay true to who you are as a person and develop what you like. If you like writing, try writing. If you like training, train. If you like driving, drive. Do what you feel is right and grow. Keep growing and developing yourself in this way, and you will grow into the tree that will attract the right partner. Because once again, that person is looking for that type of tree and you've grown into it. But Simon, like, I'm gonna scare off so many people, and people, like, I've tried that before. I've tried being myself, and all I do is like, I turn people away and people don't want to mess with me anymore. Yeah, that's a consequence. You have to take the good with the bad. Do you want everyone to like you, but to be completely hollow and have no real connections? Or do you want real, meaningful, deep connections with the right people and everyone else to just not give a shit? It's a choice for you to make. There is no right answer, but I think we all want the same thing here. Alright, so I hope that explained it for you guys. I hope you got some value from this video. The reason why I created this channel is because I'm kind of sick and tired of going on YouTube and finding these very black and white, unnuanced takes, and I wanted to try to give the advice that I feel like I would have loved to hear a bit earlier in life. If that sounds like something you're interested in and you support that goal, then I have a goal of reaching about 1,000 subscribers by the end of summer. I know it's a bit ambitious, but I think I can definitely do it. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel, like the video, hit the bell. That way I know what I'm doing is like there's a demand for it, that I know that I'm on the right path, I'm making the right type of content. Let me know down below what you think, if there's anything you'd like to add, if there's like something that you would have loved me to talk about more, and help each other out. I'm trying to make like a community here. I want to make a community where we all think a bit deeper, share our experiences, and, you know, help each other grow. That's really the point of this channel, is just to, you know, think a bit deeper about stuff and help each other, you know, unfold as good as possible. So with all that said, like, subscribe, comment below, and I'll see you guys next week. Ciao.